Hello everyone and welcome back to Golf Cart Garage. We're going to talk about some golf carts today, again, like we always do, twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 noon Central Time. We go live like we are right now, YouTube and Facebook, we are live. Already got people in the room here. Gene, what's up, Gene? Kurt, I'm glad you said something because I was going to ask if you were here. I guess you made it. Glad to hear that, man. Ricky Smith, what's up, Ricky? Captain Jim, hey, Captain Jim, thank you for coming back. Easy Mike to you, howdy. Rich Eastman, hey there, what's up, Rich? Let me see if we're rolling on Facebook good. Looks like we are. Yeah, everything looks good over there. Kevin Fry, 74 and sunny in southeast Pennsylvania. 74 and sunny, that sounds nice. Yeah, we're having a little cool spell right now. Not cool, but cooler, than it has been. So it's really nice here right now. Really nice for end of August. Gary England, how's it going, man? Let me run the social media links so everybody can see those. You can follow us on not just YouTube and Facebook, but please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And you can also follow us on other platforms, on other social media platforms. I got those links running. Let's see here. See, I already said it. Did you hear me? I said, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, this is Thursday. All right. I think we got people in the room. Facebook is still rolling. I'm going to give a message to my executive producer. Could you go to Facebook and check it and make sure that everything is fine there, please? And text me, let me know. Kind of looking weird to me over here is all. All right, anyway, well, let's get started with the regular questions. And I'm sure that we'll have some other ones come up in the live chat. Question number 1. When I plug the charger into the charging port, the little green light, the charging port comes on. Also, the green light on the charger comes on. Both blink green, indicating all is good. In a short time, the green light at the charge port stops showing green and goes dark. The green light on the charger continues to blink away. What is wrong? What does it take to solve this? The batteries charge, but I fear the charger does not stop charging. Can you please help? Well, this is where you have to, if you have an electric golf cart, actually even if you have a gas golf cart, but especially if you have an electric golf cart, you need to have a handheld voltmeter, and because that will answer every question that you just asked. Is your charger running? Is your charger not running? That's how you test to see if your charger is working. You actually don't test it on the charger itself. You test it in your battery pack to see if your charger is coming on or not. So we need to take a look at the actual voltages in your batteries to see what is actually going on with your charger while it's running. That's how you do that. Rock Dog, what's up, Rock Dog? Thomas Mack, hello. Hello, Thomas Mack. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, now Facebook is doing good. All right, thank you. There, Catherine, on Facebook. Glad to see the Florida folks are here and doing well. Yes, that's what I was thinking when Kurt came in right off the bat, because I was wondering if he was going to show. I didn't know. He could have, could have no electricity, or there could be all kinds of things that could have happened. Number 2 of the regular questions. I have a 4-inch lift from a club cart precedent. I bought a new heavy-duty leaf spring to install as well. I also bought 14-inch rims with 23-inch tires on them. Do you think the added height with the heavy-duty leaf springs, it will clear? That's going to be close. With a 4-inch lift, you know, on our site, we only recommend 22-inch tires with the 4-inch lifts. Now, I understand that your rear is going to be a little bit taller because of the heavy-duty leaf springs, but there's nothing different in the front. I mean, you know, you're not compensating in the front at all. You are kind of compensating a little bit in the rear with the heavy-duty leaf spring. That's going to cause it to be a little bit taller. So it's very possible that they will clear in the rear. Still going to be close, but even if they do clear, what are you going to do about the front? That would be my question there. Okay. Number 3 of the regular questions. I have an electric star golf cart. Humming noise when running. Was told it's a safety feature that can be disconnected. True or false? That would be an odd. That'd be the first time I heard of that. I mean, I don't know a lot about star golf carts, but I don't know why they would have that as a safety feature. So in other words, they put in a mechanism for it to purposely make a noise so someone could hear it coming, is what you were told. I would call Star Electric Vehicles, and ask them that question, because I don't know the answer to that. That would be odd if that was true. That's what I would say. I don't see why anybody would want that, because the whole purpose of an electric golf cart is so it can be as quiet as possible. I mean, they don't do that to a Prius. A Prius doesn't give you any type of, there's no noise or anything there, or any electric vehicle that I know of. That's why I say that would just be an odd safety feature. Number 4. Bruce, hi all from Westfield, Wisconsin. What's up, Bruce? Thank you for being here, sir. I have a Club Car Tempo 2019 48 with the GTW light kit. Just switched to lithium batteries, and the horn and lights no longer function. Any hints or suggestion for troubleshooting? Well, where was the GTW light kit? Where was it hooked up to before you switched to the lithium? I mean, that would be my question. Was it hooked to a voltage reducer, or was it hooked to your batteries? I mean, they had to be hooked to somewhere, because that GTW light kit is going to have a positive and a negative wire, and it's going to have a fuse in one of the wires. So it was hooked to somewhere. So you could have a voltage reducer issue that has happened for some reason, but just switching to the lithium shouldn't have changed anything. And I'd also have a question, what kind of batteries configuration did you have before? Did you have 4 12-volt batteries? Did you have 6 8-volt batteries? And your lithium that is in there now, is it just one lithium battery? There's just a lot of questions I'd have to clear up before we could be accurate on that. EV cars do make a sound to alert people in the area that it is moving. So, like, what kind of sound, Rich? Or what kind of sound are we talking about? Because maybe Star does do that. Maybe it is true. I've never heard of that before, if it is true. But I'll find out for sure. I mean, I'm curious now, so I will find out. Even if I have to ask Star, I'll find out if that's true or not. If you needed to rebuild a front end on your golf cart, would installing a lift kit take care of that problem? I'm thinking of an A-arm lift kit. Bob, this is from Bob. Yes, it would. Now, not all lift kits replace the steering box, So if you have a problem with your steering box itself, then no, it's not going to change anything. But if your problem is just slack in your A-arms or your stock things with bushings, then an A-arm lift kit's going to replace all that, but it's not necessarily going to replace your steering box. So it just depends on where your problem is at. Keith from Nashville checking in. Hey Tim, what's up, Keith? Thank you for stopping by. Let me check Facebook here. Lynn Scrapper from New York. Hello, Lynn Scrapper. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Number 6. This is from John. Can you help out with issue on my 96 EZGO DCS? Have brand new interstate heavy duty batteries. Same issue with the old batteries in it. Cart has no torque, but will run around 23 miles an hour. Starts slow and will barely climb an incline. Bought it from a friend who bought it from a guy that redid it. It has an Admiral B2 motor in it, flight systems controller, 300 amp, 36 volt. That's going to be a rebuilt stock controller. Curtis Albright solenoid, 150 volt, I think 150 amps. The solenoid having 48 volts was a concern to me. Any help, suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Do I need anything new or different configuration? Oh, and it's lifted with 23-inch tire. Okay, you got a lot of things going on here, John, that I don't like. First of all, 96 EZGO DCS cart is not a good car to lift unless you're planning on changing everything. All right, you've got good batteries in it. Cart has no torque. Well, that's understandable because it's a DCS cart running on 23-inch tires. And that's sort of the involved in the title of this episode. It's a speed motor plus tall tires, because you've got the Admiral motor, which is a speed motor. Okay, now a speed motor doesn't have a lot of torque to begin with. They're mostly speed, and then so that's knocking your torque down there automatically, and then your 23-inch tires is knocking your torque down. So everything that you're saying here is actually sort of normal to me. That's what I would have expected to happen, because your controller is stock. That's a stock controller for a DCS that's been rebuilt by Flight Systems, FSIP. That's a rebuilt controller for a DCS. So now, unless they converted it to 48 volts, then the solenoid being 48 volts would be wrong. So, I mean, you never told me what the voltage of this car is. I mean, generally, a 1996 EZGO DCS is 36 volts. But I don't know why they would have put a 48 volts activated solenoid in there. So we need to clear that up too. So there's a lot of things there that will have to get cleared up. But everything sounds normal. You've got a speed motor with tall tires. Both of those together, speed motor plus tall tires equals low torque. That's just the way it is. Okay, Rock Dog says he's got one too. He's got a Kia. It's quiet until you put it in drive. Once in drive, there is a spaceship-like sound. I think Knight Rider sound. It's really only audible at low speeds. Road noise covers it up. So I guess it would be for like going through a parking lot, you know, for like a parking lot with people, like Walmart parking lot or something. And so it does make a sound that someone could hear you, that you were right behind them, and so they wouldn't just walk right in front of you. So maybe Star EV does the same thing. That may be true. Okay. Number 7. This is from Kathy. I have a 93 EZGO golf cart. Recently had 6 new Trojan batteries installed. Everything seemed okay for a short time. The new batteries worked like a charm. Then my charger started to click off soon after I plugged the charger into the cart. I can't hit reset. I can hit reset. The charger will run for a short time, then click off. Looked at my batteries again. One of the batteries is missing the cap that covers the holes for the water. Would this cause my charger to stop? Well, the answer is no, probably not. No, I'm glad you found the caps missing, because you needed to replace that so you don't spill any acid anywhere. But in order to verify what's going on, just to make sure, we need to get a voltmeter reading on your batteries to see if you don't have one that's completely out of whack. And I'd start with the one with the cap was missing. I would start with that one. Make sure that everything is cool. Rock Dog said they still don't hear you coming. People are oblivious. Yeah, and parking lots. That's one of my pet peeves is watching people in parking lots. And it's amazing at some of the things they do in their cars when they're trying to park. Number 8. This is from Ron. How many amps should the charger be reading when plugged in and attached to the cart? Mine is at 5 and has been on for 18 hours, but the cart voltmeter still is red. I have tested each battery individually and they have readings of 9 plus. 48 volt system, 8 volts. Thanks, Ron. Well, this is what would be normal, Ron. You got a 48 volt car, and if you took a reading before you put your charger in, you should be reading around 48 volts on your battery pack, 48 to 50 volts. Plug your charger in, then the amp gauge on the charger is going to jump up to around 20 right off the bat, and then it's going to slowly start dropping throughout the day. And it should get slowly dropped throughout the next several hours until it gets around 5. And then it would stay there for a while, maybe an hour or so, until it decided that the battery pack was not moving anymore, like the voltage in the battery pack's not moving up anymore, then it would shut off. All right, now if yours has been around 5 for 18 hours, I mean, has it been around 5 for 18 hours, or is the entire charge cycle taking 18 hours? Because you could have an issue, if we're talking about a club car. What did you tell me? Okay, you didn't tell me what brand, so I don't know if you have an onboard computer or not, but if it's a club car, 2014 or older, then it has an onboard computer, and you could have an onboard computer issue that's causing your charger not to shut off. Greg Elliott, what's up, Greg? Had to take wife to doctor for blood work. All is well. Hope everyone has a safe and blessed holiday. Well, thank you, Greg. Oh yeah, that's right. It is a holiday weekend coming up, isn't it? Rick from North Carolina, 2011 Club Car Precedent. How do I change to speed code 5? Well, you have to go to a dealer that has the IQD. It's an IQDMP. It's the programmer. It's the one that can actually program to the higher speed codes, and then they're going to give you a little sticker to put inside your dash to show that that's what that car has in it. So you're going to have to go to a dealer that has one, and you might have to go to a club car dealer, because not everybody has that programmer. Facebook is still rolling. Everything looks good there. Number 8's where I'm at. Keep forgetting where I'm at. Nope, that was Ron. Okay. By the way, Ron, also at the end of the charge cycle, like when it's around 5, you should be getting 60 volts or more on your battery pack if you put a voltmeter reading on your entire battery pack. So 9 plus is not unusual at all at the end of the charge cycle, but you're not going to have that. You shouldn't have 9 plus with no charger running. And if you do, drive the cart for a little bit and check it again and see if you still have 9 plus. Okay, number 9. This is from Bill. My golf cart with a NAVITAS controller, 600 amp, reset to factory settings a few weeks ago. Everything seemed to work correctly except it ran at a normal golf cart speed and had max brake. So he's talking about max region. The cart had been set up for max speed and good braking from the dealer, who is no longer in business. I took a chance and ordered the on the fly from you guys, and it did the job. Did you ever hear of the NAVITAS controller resetting to factory settings? Thanks for the quick service. I have not, Bill. I have not heard of that. But what he's saying is that it reset to the factory settings, which is normal golf cart speed and maximum regenerative braking. And the on-the-fly programmer is a little device, you know, that you can get for that NAVITAS, and you can change those settings manually. So he was able to turn them back up. So no, I have never heard of that happening. I'm glad you were able to fix your problem. I'm glad the on-the-fly programmer helped and fixed your problem. And I appreciate you letting me know about this, because I will take note of this in case I have another customer that has this issue. Number 10. From Peter, have voltage up to 42 volts. When should the charger take over? It should be close. If we're talking about a 48 volt car and you've got 42 volts in your pack, that should be close to where your charger should take over. Now, if it's not, then go ahead and see if you can get it up to close to 48 as you possibly can. But if your charger's still not taking over, then we're going to have to verify that your charger's working. We're going to have to bring your charger to it and plug it into another cart somewhere and make sure that it's working. Greg says, glad to know that too. Lynn Scrapper says, we're still here, just enjoying the show. That's good, Lynn. Thank you, sir. Okay. Let me run the social media links again so you can get those, so you can see where we are. We're everywhere. We're all over social media nowadays. But there's the other links for you, in case you want to follow us there. Let me run the product suggestion stuff. There it is. If you think of any products that we do not sell at Golf Cart Garage that you would like to see us sell, here's some information. Here's a link you can support at golfcartgarage.com. The phone number, you can actually just type it in the chat here, and because these episodes are recorded, and somebody will see that for sure, and we'll take note of it, and we very well may change some of our inventory that we have. If we think it's a good idea, if we think we can sell a lot of it, of course we'll be glad to look into it. Richie Braun on YouTube, 2014 Club Car acid batteries. Taking your advice, replacing controller before the motor. What controller would you recommend, 440 or 600? Richie, I would recommend, depending on what your future upgrades are. I mean, are you going to lift this car? If you're never going to lift it and put taller tires on it, if you're never going to do that, then 440 would be fine. All right, but if you are going to lift it, put taller tires on it, then go ahead and get the 600. You won't regret it, because you won't have a problem with that controller. You won't have a problem with anything. You won't have any complaints at all. Okay, we're still rolling over there. If you would like to buy a Golf Cart Garage hat, there are some links in the description that take you right to them. And there they are. You can just click the links in the description. Now, I'm making an announcement today. I'm letting everybody know, while everybody's in the room, we will be giving away a bag of swag on the next episode. Next episode is going to be Tuesday. So if you want to get in the contest for a free hat, we'll ship it out to you, then be back next Tuesday. That's next coming Tuesday, like, you know, after the weekend. The first Tuesday after the holiday weekend, after Monday. So we're going to give away a bag of swag on that day. So everybody that's in here now, if you want a chance to win, I will have some help that day, helping me with the random number generator, and we will be giving it away. And I will call you personally. That's right, Kevin. That's this coming Tuesday. So everybody come back then. That's hi from East Tennessee, Sunny and 80, Jimmy Stokely on Facebook. What's up, Jimmy Stokely? Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Ran my hat graphic. All right, let's see. What about, I'll save that coupon for later. Let's see some carts. Today's cart is another cart that I did for a customer. I actually used to have a store. All right, I had a golf cart store, and here it is. Bam! This cart was in my showroom of my store that I built for a customer, and I did something with this cart that I had never tried before, and I had always wanted to, and it worked out really well. I'm a big proponent of, if you're going to lift a car, you need to compensate for it, because when you start trying to pull around tall tires on the stock electrical system, it just you end up with problems. And I'm looking at that from a mechanic's point of view. I mean, I saw customers' cars that ended up in my shop, and most of the problems were caused by the configuration that the car was in. It was either stock with too tall of tires on it, or the grandkids were trying to treat it like a four-wheeler, you know, or something like that. It was always wasn't compensated for. Well, on this cart, this was just a regular series cart that I built. It was not even a PDS. It was a series cart with a mechanical forward and reverse switch, and I wanted to lift it. And I know that that's a weak point, so I put in a heavy duty. I built a heavy duty forward and reverse switch, which it just involves just putting thicker copper bus bars in the forward and reverse switch. I went with a torque motor in it, big fat torque motor. Now, torque motors are generally slower than stock motors even. They turn less RPMs, but they're very, very powerful. So with a torque motor, you can actually pull higher gear ratios. So this cart had a torque motor that slowed it down, but then I compensated for that by putting in a slightly higher gear ratio. It had 8-to-1 gears in it. So it was a torque motor going into 8-to-1 gears. And it worked out really well. It really did. It had plenty of power. It had the right amount of speed. You know, it was not slow. It was probably around 17 to 19 miles an hour with those higher speed gears. But that torque motor pulled it really well. Yeah, it was a drop axle lift. It was a 6-inch drop axle is what it was, with 22s. So that's why they don't fill up a lot of people don't like that look where there's too much gap in between there. But those are 22s. They're 22-inch Safaris and with a 6-inch lift. But it's got a big controller too. It's got a big All-Trax controller, like 500 amp, torque motor into some 8-to-1s in a lifted series wound electrical system. And it worked, like I said, it worked out good. That cart's still in existence to this day. The man that I sold it to is here in Arkansas, and I see it every year. It's still working fine. He's gone through a couple of sets of batteries. He hasn't switched to lithium or anything yet, but it worked out really well. And there's my race car right there. And I had a little video playing behind it of racing videos right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, that may only be interesting to me, but it's a good cart. If you ever think about going that route, I can tell you, if you do it right, it works really well. Torque motor into higher speed gears. Okay. If you would like to buy something at Golf Cart Garage and you would like to get 5% off, then you are welcome to use this coupon at checkout. Now this coupon expires like tomorrow. It's a TIM13, TIM13. Yeah, it expires tomorrow, doesn't it? So I'll be getting a new one. But for now, just for the rest of the day till tomorrow, you can use TIM13 at checkout at Golf Cart Garage. You get 5% off. Gene says, very nice card. It is. It worked out well. I got those. I got a hold of some painted bodies, and that was one of them. The painter had painted like 5 golf cart bodies, and I bought all 5 of them. And then over the course of the next year or so, I ended up just using them, and I'd build a cart on the painted body, and that one I decided to lift and use that painted body on. It came out really well. Okay, it looks like it's going to be about it today. We're going to get out of here at a decent time. Oh, in case I forgot to say, my name is Tim. I work for Golf Cart Garage. I am a member of the Gearheads on-demand service that we offer. Oh, okay, D-Max, thank you for reminding me. I was about to leave, but yeah, I'll get to it in just a second. I am a member of the Gearheads on-demand service that we offer at Golf Cart Garage. There's a link in the description that will take you to a scheduling page where you can actually schedule a phone call with me, and we can talk about your golf cart issue one-on-one. I might be able to help you with parts, or suggestions or something that might help you save some money, might help you steer you in the right direction, in case you just need to talk to somebody who may have been there before. Okay, D-Max, let's see. You ask me, is it normal to grease the splines on your motor to stop it from making noise when coasting? No, you just need to put enough grease on the splines. We're talking about the electric motor, I'm assuming, just to keep that area from rusting. That's the only reason that grease is there, is to keep that area from rusting, because there's been so many people that have went to take their motor, they decided to remove their motor, and it's rusted onto the input shaft. So do grease it a little bit, but if you're getting noise when coasting, it's very likely not coming from there, unless there's a large amount of slack in your motor coupler and your input shaft. Thomas Mack, have a good day, Labor Day. See you Tuesday. All right, Thomas. Thank you for stopping by, man. D-Max says, yes, thank you so much, brother. Thank you, D-Max. I appreciate you coming by every episode, man. We got somebody on Facebook here asking a question. Doug Bachelor, I have a 67 EZGO with the slide control. I know that it pulls full current at low speed because the current go to the resistance. I have a Yamaha G14 with controller. Does it pull full current at low speed? No. If I understand your question correctly, Doug, no. It's the 67 has that's going to be a resistor type speed controller, and the Yamaha G14 is going to be a solid state speed controller, correct? You don't have those resistors in a G14. So it does not pull full current at low speed if it's a solid state controller. Not sure I understand your question or not, but I think I did. It took off a lot of the noise, probably 90%. I'm assuming my splines are worn out. That's what I was thinking, D-Max. If you did grease it and it stopped a lot of the noise you were talking about, then you must have some slack in that motor coupler or the splines on the input shaft itself. So you might ought to look at that again. And by the way, I just had a conversation with somebody today about how to remove that motor coupler. In case that is it, are you aware that that's going to take a little bit of ingenuity? You have to tack weld a big nut on top. Hopefully it's the motor. I need a new one then. Oh, okay. So you're just going to replace the motor? You're not going to replace. You can replace just the motor coupler, is what I was getting at. but you have to be a little bit creative with a large nut and a bolt. The nut has to get tack welded on the motor coupler itself, and then you run the bolt through the nut and it pulls that motor coupler off. That motor coupler is pressed onto the armature. It's pressed on. So, and it's splined also. On the other side it's splined, you know, it's pressed onto some splines. So you got to pull it out of there. And that's about the best way to do it, is to have a nut welded to the top of it and run a bolt through it. If you decided to go that route. But it's too slow. I just want to replace everything. 9 miles per hour. 9, that seems kind of slow. Yeah, I think I might want to replace everything too. Place your controller first and then get you a motor, or get your motor and controller at the same time. And you're going to need to, well, if you get the controller, you're going to need the solenoid too, because all the bigger controllers, they recommend not using the stock solenoid. They recommend a heavier duty solenoid. So get the controller and the solenoid first if you can't afford to get them all. Okay. Looks like that's going to be it. Let me check. Yeah, I'm not getting any more responses from Doug on Facebook. Okay, I'm going to put this in. I'm getting low on pictures of golf carts to feature. So I'm putting my email address in there. Send me some pictures if you'd like for your golf cart to be featured on one of the episodes, and I'll talk about it. Send me a picture of your golf cart and a small, just a small description of what you've done or what kind of parts it has in it, and you might see your golf cart be featured on here. I'm just running out. I keep using mine lately because I haven't received any pictures in a while. Let's see, Doug on Facebook says, my son has a 2004 Club Car Precedent. If I cut the brown on the limiter and don't get spark, is the coil bad? Okay, so we're talking about a gas precedent. Cut the brown on a rev limiter and don't get spark, is the coil bad? I'm not sure about that. This is what I do, is to check for spark. You know, you just ground the plug against the side of the engine to see if you have a spark. Now, the rev limiter, the way that you do that one is just disconnect it, the black and white wires. You just disconnect that, and if your problem goes away, then your rev limiter was your problem. That's what I always did on the rev limiter. That there's a plug where it can be unplugged. Have a great holiday weekend from Rock Dog. Thanks, Rock. You too. Yeah, everybody have a good, safe holiday weekend. It's going to be beautiful weather here. I hope it's going to be beautiful weather everywhere where everybody else is. I'm glad that our hurricane, the people in the path of the hurricane seem to have survived. Haven't heard any horror stories yet. Easy Mike to you. Another good show. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Easy Mike. I will see everybody on Tuesday. And remember, we're giving away a bag of swag Tuesday. Giving away another hat. So somebody's going to be a lucky winner on Tuesday. So make sure you come back. 2011 Club Car. This is from Rick. What is my next upgrade to speed up? New batteries, new speed sensor, new heavy duty solenoid, runs 28. Well, but with two riders, run slow. Well, if you haven't changed your controller yet, go ahead and do that. That would be the next. To me, that's always should be the first thing, is change the controller. If you're still running stock controller, then that would help you. Rock Dog says he's going to be kayaking all weekend. Yeah, I'm going to be. I might be jet skiing all weekend. I'm not sure yet. So we will see. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping by like as usual. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see everybody on Tuesday. The garage is now closed.